Wow. Oh my goodness. And away we go. Oh Lordy. Hello, crafters. I'm Big D and welcome to Taco Tuesday. Oh Lordy. Um I was doing some reading, trying to prep for a tournament. And oh Lordy, let me get a link out here to a couple people. Woo! What a day. Yeah, I was doing a little reading, prepping for a tournament, and oh I dozed off at my desk. I gotta be honest, I've been thinking about, yeah, Lord Almighty. Oh, crazy. Oh, give me a second here. Oh, oh wow, that's crazy. I was just like, oh. um, yeah. So I started a new job about a month and a half ago, and I'm starting a lot earlier in the morning than my previous job. So I'm getting up like 2 hours earlier. Oh. I'm getting up like 2 hours earlier in the morning than I have been, and I'm getting off. I'm getting off of work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I've got like I come home and I've got like 4 or 5 hours until the show starts, and so I try to get stuff done when I get home. And oh lordy, it's got my sleep schedule all screwed up. Oh, I'm pretty much going to bed. I try to get to bed like right about the time the show would end, just to get a full night's sleep, and whew, has been happening a lot lately. Knox, what's up, buddy? Tina, Ben, good to see you, man. Yeah, and I'm not 20 anymore. Yeah, I can't do the whole. Oh, I can live on pure caffeine. If the beard wasn't a giveaway, man, I gotta say, No Shave November is working out for me. Um, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Hang on. I gotta check if that's my car. Hang on a second. Sorry, folks. After having the Kia busted into recently, I get paranoid when that car alarm goes off. Wasn't me though; it was the guy next door. All right. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I kind of get paranoid about that. After having the car broke into. So yeah, not my car. It's the guy next door, and he just setting his alarm. Freaked me out. Anyhow, um, wow. Yeah, Saturday morning SmackDown is a lot easier because I'm used to getting up now at like my weekends. It used to be I would use my weekends to sleep in a little bit, and I still sleep in a little bit, which means I wake up at like 7 in the morning because that's sleeping in like 2 hours for me. So that's ooh, oh.
How'd you break?
Wasn't me. It was the guy next door. What?
Those guys?
Yeah, those guys.
Oh, okay.
Come here and say hello to people.
What?
You don't have to. You don't want to.
Freaky.
Oh, look.
Move over.
Oh, my. Are we actually doing a show together?
Shut up.
Oh, my goodness. Look, everybody. It's the lovely Lady D. Back after her hiatus. Oh. Thank goodness it's not me. I mean, not wrong.
That's him, all right.
Petrov gets me. Fuck that guy.
That wasn't Petrov who said that.
No, that's
That
my
was
philosophy.
Commodore.
No, I said that's my philosophy. Petrov gets me.
Are you trying to look like me, Junior?
Well, I mean, the beard's coming in white. I'm almost old, like some people showing up in my show. No, it's no shave November. I haven't shaved since Halloween.
Before then?
Actually, it was 2 days before Halloween was the last time I shaved.
That wasn't a shave. That was a trim.
Well, I only had this at that point. I had shaved everything. Yes, I did. I'd shaved everything else off. Whatever. Why you got to be contrary?
Because I can.
Why you got to be contrary?
It all has to go from here to here.
Well, no, that's the whole thing. I'm letting it all grow out.
Yeah. He does this every winter.
Yep. I'm going to let it all grow out, and I'm going to...
And then about March, he'll get irritated and shave it all off.
Yep.
He'll go, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm keeping it. And then he gets irritated once the humidity starts setting in.
I'm not going to lie. I got to say, a big part of it right now is the new shots have cleared up my cheeks, so it doesn't itch my face. I need to get some balm. I was talking to Commodore about balms and oils because everyone knows he has a majestic man beard.
He really does. As opposed to a majestic woman beard. Or child beard.
No.
Or neck beard.
As a neck beard. And neck beards are not good. Neck beards are horrible.
Like the one I was just.
Yeah.
That'd be right.
Anyhow. No, I'm letting this grow out. I'm going to get all hippie. I'm going to let this all grow out. I'm going to let this all grow out. I'm going to look like a dirty hippie when I'm done.
He'll look like Santa.
Except this won't be white. See, it's kind of dark still. It's the beard that goes white. I'm going to look like a wizard. Oh, I cast magic missile.
All right, Ursa.
Oh, lordy. It's a big hunk of fur.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Babies.
He is trying. He just doesn't care enough. And since he doesn't care enough, that, and he misplaced the power cord for that thing, so we can't charge it right now. I got to find the power cord for that clipper so we can charge it.
Those clippers. I use them, and as you can see, I have not.
Come
here, babies.
But that is the other thing, since we are in no shave November, I was going to also use a little bit of tonight to talk about no bolter November.
I thought you gave up on that.
I want to make it at least 1 year. I want to make it an actual thing. I think if we talk about it enough this year, we can actually make next year's November no bolter November and really try and get other channels to buy in and other people to buy in.
So, question. Technically, my Brides of Corn don't use bolters, so...
No, they're 40K, and they do use bolters. They have bolt pistols.
Yeah, but if they're standing in as Chaos
Marines... Nope. They count. You gotta work on your daughter's a cane.
He says he's doing no bolters this November.
Yes, she does.
Sorry. Love you, Raina.
So, Ogres just got their release. I was all excited about the Lumineth, and I'm still excited about them, but they're like a long-term army that I want to do a slow build on. I've already got 1,000 points of Ogres built and painted, and I have about another 500 or 600 unbuilt or partially built. What?
No, I'm just looking at what's on the
Look at
list that's over here.
Yeah, you don't live here anymore, so I use it. This ain't your desk no more. You don't live over here.
Have we found my painting kit yet?
Yes, I told you where it is. It's in there.
Yeah, but when I looked, I didn't find it.
Well, that's because you don't know where to look. It's not like you can bend over. I'm not wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Take it. Don't give up on your dreams, lady. Which one?
Bending over. Oh, give up on your dream.
This actually happened to me this morning, and I was almost late for work as a result.
Sleeping has become a thing lately. Like I fell asleep. I was late for the 5 minutes late for the show. I fell asleep at the desk.
Can't blame this one on me, folks. I actually forbade him from taking a nap this evening.
So it means I can blame on you. So I didn't get to take my nap.
Yeah, but see, the problem with that is
when
you take your nap, you don't go to bed until
I take old man naps when I come home from work.
And he goes, just give me 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 2 hours later. I just need another 5 minutes. He's starting to sound like me, folks, first thing in the morning.
You should see her first thing in the morning. I need 5 minutes. And she says it in a way that sounds like a cross between like Oscar the Grouch and just angry punk rock screeching. Just, I was 5 minutes.
Okay, Stitch. I don't think I sound like that.
I was more of a Gollum sound.
I know I don't sound like Gollum.
Nasty suns and things. Light and it burns.
Oh God! Natural light.
Oh,
what is this thing anyway?
It's a sculpting tool.
Oh, cool! I'll be able to use it when I decide to start working on making. Hey, my cheese.
Yes.
I wonder if this stuff is really good.
Yes. My wife, everyone, including one of your ghost brushes that I saved.
I see it. I'm looking at everything else. He's got a lot of stuff over here, guys. I mean, like, holy crap, he's got a lot of things over here.
I got a lot of projects I'm working on.
These are not projects.
Yeah, they are actually.
I would beg to differ. The empty box, the envelopes, the bags.
Here's an idea.
The boxes.
How about you shut up and pay attention to the people watching our show?
Well, nobody's talking.
And nobody's hitting thumbs up. So obviously you're not entertaining them. Do a little dance. There you go. Dance for the people. Give them what they want.
Dance.
Oh. So,
okay.
Yeah, No Bolder November. The Ogres got their new book. I've got about, I want to say, like a little over 1,000 points worth of them either built or ready to be finished to be built and painted. I've got like 700 points of them already built and painted. I still want to get that Flesh and Bone box, only because I've already got the riders who would just that would just double what I have, except would give me the big cannon, and then I would be able to eventually start working on having my own death army. The one death faction I don't have, that we don't have.
We don't have 3 of them.
Well, do you want to do the vampires?
Let's see, there's
the vampires,
the zombies, because there's Bone Rattle, Flesh Eater's Court, vampires, and then the OCR Bone Reapers.
Yeah.
So there's.
Yeah. And the only one I want is the Bone Reapers because they look cool.
Well, yeah, we established that a long time
ago. You can have the other 3.
I just want to be able to paint the leader of the Bone Reapers.
Yeah, you want to paint all the big.
Yes, I do. And I had this idea that's like really, really awful. The Boner Boys. Yep. That's
exactly it. And that's what that's why I want to get this copy of Flesh and Bone that's sitting in her shop. That I can actually it's a good starter army for both forces. So
I'm pretty sure there's somebody else who could probably get their hands on it. 2242.
It's like 3 years out of print.
Sorry. For whatever reason, his Facebook Messenger pops up
Yeah.
randomly on here.
No, it doesn't pop up on random. I have it set up to broadcast here because I talk to people on Messenger all the time and I don't want to miss their talking.
And yet, when I do it,
That pops up on here. That's why I started doing it. Was actually because of you. So you would pay attention. I could pay attention to you.
he still doesn't answer me.
I do.
So anyway, we had this crazy idea because, just kind of slight segue here. This is why I kind of should have probably hit soda.
What idea are you talking about?
So I want, for those of you who know, I love painting the big figures. I absolutely adore it. As a matter of fact, I am working on a commission that's not for you, Commodore. That's a different one. This is an actual figure of Archeon for our dear friend of the channel, Art. He's also part of our crew locally. And as a result from that, I ended up coming up with this idea that maybe what I should do is every month I should purchase one of the leadership figures, build it, paint it, and then when this guy and his group are, handling stuff at conventions, maybe see if I can get him to try and sell some of them.
Or ultimately, go to the guys at Warp Storm
and ask them to.
Yeah, I mean he sells figures there. We could see if he'd be interested in, doing it on a piece, on a in a commission basis, basically.
Yes, Commodore. See, there's a problem with Commodore's image. So for those of you who are aware that I think we're going on 2 years now for Commodore, is waiting so very patiently. I have literally gone through 3 iterations of his request, and this one here decided to show me something on YouTube that gave me a horrible idea, and now I want to do that on top of the other idea that I'm doing before I can hand it over.
So you're making up for the length of time
with excuses.
With the level of artistic crap she's doing this thing, it's
going to be epic.
But you got to get it done.
Yeah, well, I need to get the... first, I need to prep the canvas. And then I have to finish the stencils, which I really would rather just have those things cut.
Well, then give them the moon and have her cut them on the Cricut.
I think I need to find...
You just design them, draw them out.
Oh, no, I've already got the thing that I need.
You can have her do it on the Cricut.
Oh.
She can cut the thing on the Cricut. Yes, it's going to be freaking epic, dude.
It just keeps getting, build up.
She keeps having ideas.
Yep.
And nothing's more dangerous than a woman with ideas.
No. We're going to qualify this statement. Nothing more dangerous than me when I get an idea.
She keeps hunter basing your idea, the idea for your.
Well, just be happy I'm doing it to that, not the house.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I am trying to do it
we're
to the
trying
house.
to. So that being said, can we?
No Bolter November.
Well, I'm just saying.
Ogres.
Yeah, we're working on. I'm going to be eventually working on Ogres, but it's just an idea. I think what I'm saying is that next year. I think we're going to go into November with a walk up to prepping for No Bolter November and actually have some tutorials ready for November, like things to do for No Bolters. Give Age of Sigmar some love, especially since in the coming year, I'm working with Ryan and with Commodore, and we're going to be running Dragon's Eye on a monthly basis.
Which I've almost got the full image that I will be presenting for you guys to have on shirts. Cool. For at least the members and stuff like that.
Cool. So yeah, we're going to be... Dragon's Eye is going to be realized, and it's going to be every time there's a Warp Storm tournament for 40K on a Saturday, the following day will be an Age of Sigmar Sunday.
Man, anybody wants to play in both of those, whew, they're going to have a weekend.
Yeah, I mean... It's
like you.
Well, I'm going to be running them.
Yes, I know. You're going to be in both.
I'll be be playing in the 40K and running the Age of Sigmar one, more than likely.
Yup.
Yeah. So that's coming. And then I've been talking with Ben, because Ben's one of the big supporters of Age of Sigmar Sundays.
Yes, he was mentioning
And
it.
so we're going to be talking about Age of Sigmar Sundays and potentially starting in the new year at Warpstorm, having a Age of Sigmar Escalation League. That way to get people to paint their Age of Sigmar figures and then learn to play the game.
That was a jab at me.
No, that's just our plan. Keep people painting their figures.
Because I have lots of armies. I have 4.
You could play your Night Hunt. They're already almost
Night Hunt.
Almost fully painted.
I have Inspire Gifts. Who paints their figures? I know.
Anybody who wants full points paints their figures. I still remember a couple years ago there was a huge freaking what was it? There was all this drama. There was a big tournament that had a special 1 point they had created for their tournament, because this was before the rules were the 10-point cost for the 10-point bonus for having your army painted was in 40K. They gave a 1-point stratagem. So you could use the stratagem once per phase, and it was called Duncan's Ire. And basically, it was a 1-point stratagem. If you were facing off against an opponent that had unpainted figures, you could pay the 1-point stratagem, and it gave you like an ability that your damage against that unit, I think it was a once a game thing, your damage against that unit was done in mortal wounds or something, because it didn't have paint to protect. It was something ridiculous. Man, people were freaking out about this. It's like, what? Just paint your fucking figures. And then people complain about, well, it takes so hard to paint your figures. I want to point out art, okay? Art got the stuff for the Votan came out a week and a half ago. Came out like a week and a half ago. I saw it this weekend. His army's already painted. His army's already painted. And he complains about not being a fast painter, yet his army was fully painted. The slap chop method, I stand by it. It is a quick way to get an army.
Petrov says it was like 60%.
Okay.
And Raina goes, fine, tabletop standard it is, no better. I don't have a tabletop
Yes,
standard.
you do. No. You may not have your own personal standards, but there are standards in place.
No. Okay. To explain what I mean, according to this man, when I paint things to tabletop standard, they're at parade level standard.
Okay, let's be more clear. When they're in a standard that you consider acceptable, that's what everyone else would consider parade standard. You're an overachiever. So here's the thing.
It's not an overachiever.
You are an overachiever.
Not consciously.
You don't have to be. And it's simple. That's why the slap chop method is as awesome as it is. You get your base colors done, you get your highlights done, and you move on. Now, here's the thing. Let me finish. Once you got that done, you can play with them. And then you take them back when you're not playing with them. And then one by one, you bring them up to that higher level.
You really think I have enough patience to go that far?
You don't have enough patience to do anything. I'm not even going to get into it.
I'm writing a book.
You're writing.
We're not talking about.
And you're not writing the sequel to the other book you were talking about that you already have pretty much plotted out.
What, the duck? That's not technically, that's a fanfic. That's not a book. It's a fanfic.
Yeah, and?
Slightly different.
Whatever.
I'm writing it. Anyway, moving on.
I made him in 3 days for July. Oh.
Ah!
Commodore? Let's be clear.
He's the one with the patience. Come on, folks. Those who know me, can I get yeah? This man puts up with me.
I just exist.
Okay, he's not the only person in the world that has to put up with me. I recently challenged my manager on Facebook in front of his brothers. I challenged my ex-military, ex-SWAT member. Told him, I was like, because he's out, long story short, he's in Colorado spending Thanksgiving with his family, and they went elk hunting. And I was like, where are the goods? Or are you not that good of a shot after as you say you are? And his response was a thinly veiled threat against my life when he comes back. He'll never get rid of me, though. Because if he gets rid of me, he won't have any help in that store.
Here's Dan.
Who works like 3 days a week.
Who does all the other shifts in that store? All the other ones. You're not there 24/7.
The one who's leaving in 2 weeks.
That's true. All right.
Trying to help you out. Help me. Help me help you.
If you really want to help her.
Yeah, I think he's talking to you.
No, he's talking to you. If you really want to help her out, you can paint her figures for her. You might paint feathers faster than she does. He's a great painter.
I know he's a great painter, but you know how I feel about people touching my stuff. I mean, you are the man who stole my Stormcast from me 2.5 years ago.
You still got Stormcast underneath there.
Yeah, you give me your cast-offs.
No, there's a bunch of boxes in there that are sealed. That are still in there.
Cast-offs. He decided he didn't need
No,
anymore. They're actually, I don't really actually play them.
You don't want to play them. You want the ones you're going to paint. So
I
left you
just
some.
really like their designs. And Raging Hero designs. And you still haven't given me any of those.
You know why I haven't given you any of those?
And I need my painting space back that my furry terrorists destroyed, and none of us have had the drive to go fix it.
We've done a lot though. It's coming along.
It's getting better. It is getting better. You can actually see the table now.
We're getting there.
And the floor.
We're getting
They
there.
really screwed it up.
Yeah, they knocked over a lot of stuff. I spent a day just fixing models they broke.
At least the ones you found on this side of the table. It's not on the other side of the table.
Yeah, I fixed my ones that were broke. Yours are still all over the place over there. I gotta dig them out of there, but I gotta get the stuff out of the way
Where
first.
my salamanders are.
Salamander all over the floor.
Over there, up there.
So, Cadia stands.
Yes.
Coming out this week.
We have a couple of pre-orders actually already at my job for it. We're really looking forward to once they actually arrive in store, which I will probably miss because they'll probably be there on Thursday.
It's all right. I have a box coming through Warp Storm.
I am well aware of that because Warp Storm is awesome. Trust me, folks, I'd be working for Warp Storm in a heartbeat if they'd hire me.
Well, they're new.
They're new, so they can't. Cadia stood at least.
Cadia stands. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
What's patience? Hello, my brother.
Hello, how it works.
It's something you eat.
So here, Cadia stands. No matter where you are, Cadia stands. The planet that broke before the guard did. And so thus, Cadia goes wherever one Cadian soldier stands. Wherever any Imperial Guard stands, Cadia stands. I love Space Wolves. Everybody knows I love Space Wolves. I love the Death Guard. Everybody knows I love the Death Guard. They're gross, they're squishy, they're wonderful. I love my wolves. They're furry, they're lovely, they're violent, they're Vikings. I love them to death. But the Guard?
One of these days I gotta finish my card.
The Guards speak to me in a way I was not expecting. I'm taking those guards away from you. I'm getting you a different set of guard. No. I'm getting you better guard. I'm getting you Karskins. They're old guard. that came back. They're brand new for Kill Team, and they're like those guys, except they're not Scions. They're just guard. They're elite. They're awesome.
No, I was talking about the Escher girls.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about their D.
No, my Tempestus Scions I was going to paint in the theme of Tron.
Right. Well, I'm going to get you car skins instead because they're better. And they have girls.
So do the Tempestus Scions.
No. We'll get it figured out. I mean, you'd have to build and paint something first.
Yeah, see, I have realized also my other problem is I hate building. Unless it's a big figure. I hate bulk building.
Taking small
hiatus from the hobby, evaluating my options, brother says.
What?
He's been doing this longer than you've been alive. He can take a damn break.
I know it's not that. What options? What are you looking to do? Now I'm really interested. What are you looking to do, my brother?
I work from home on Sundays, Ben, in the afternoons and early evenings.
So we go in the morning. We have hot ham.
I will try. I will make no guarantees at this time, as I'm still adjusting to a new role that they gave me at work, which is resulting in me working working from home in the late afternoons and Sundays. It's a temporary thing, but still, I have one. So Yoda said there is no try. Yeah, well then if you don't
understand. I love to bring her in the morning, but she has this adversarial relationship with mornings. It's like, oh, the sun's up. Hiss, growl, scratch. Leave me alone. The sun's up.
Don't wake me up before I'm ready to get up. Which I've noticed now is about 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, you need to be getting up earlier.
Not on my day off.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
I'll just end up sleeping all day on Thursday then.
No, you have tasks to do.
I can do them after I wake up. Like, to be honest, guys, I was actually half asleep in bed because this weather is absolutely
killing. I mean, the main reason the sleep is happening because of the pain meds.
Yeah. But then the alarm went off and I decided I wanted to come over and say hello. So
why'd the alarm go off?
The alarm out there went off.
Oh, the car alarm.
I got a little worried.
Yeah, you just think, oh shit, the car.
I was like, wow.
So let's get back to topic. Cadia Stands is coming out.
He wants to stay on topic, and I'm in the room.
Yeah, I've gotten used to you not being here, unfortunately.
May sell off a bunch. Maybe leave it all together. My heart is not working. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Al.
I'm very sorry to hear that, buddy. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. So yes, Cadia Stands. I can tell you from a retail standpoint, there are a lot of people that are very, very excited about that.
Guard is the second most popular faction in 40K.
Yep. There have been a lot of people that have recently come in talking about that. Not gonna name drop who one of those people who were asking me about it, Mr. Lopez.
Oh.
Yeah, he came in and was asking questions about it. It was actually very interesting.
Tell him to come in on Thursday.
I don't think he can. I think he's on the road. Or he's training right now.
Oh, tell him to come in on a Thursday.
Why? You're never there on Thursdays anymore.
If he's going to be there, I'll be there.
We had a guest at the store who showed some interest.
Brooke Lopez, formerly of Milwaukee Bucks. I don't know if he's still plays for the Bucks. I don't know who he plays for right now.
Yeah, I think he's back with the Bucks actually, because when I looked him up, they showed him with the Bucks.
Okay, so
great guy, absolute sweetheart. Would not have been the first time I've met the gentleman. I've met him multiple times. Very nice.
He is a Disney fan.
I wasn't gonna go that far.
I'm gonna go that far. I think it's awesome. I think everybody that has a nerddom of some flavor is awesome in their own way, and he's a big Disney fan. That's awesome.
But he came in, looking at the book, looking at my shop and whatnot, and it's hilarious because even though I'd met the man 5 times before this, I still didn't recognize him until after he left. And I'm like, oh hell, that was him again, wasn't it? Anyway, so yeah, no, he was asking some questions about the Cadia Stance box. From what I've seen of it, it looks pretty cool. Not so sure about that captain on the mechano horse, though. Looks freaking awesome, though.
He's amazing. And he's an amazing figure. What he does...
I heard he's got some
He's an amazing figure. He has the ability to give orders to anything.
Yes.
He can give orders to anything. It's a Lord Solar. It's not Lord Solar Mechanicus, the first Lord Solar, who the Mechanicus tank is named after, or Macarius. Lord Solar Macarius. But they gave him a new name. It's a new guy, and they gave us a name. I don't remember what it is, but it's a dude on a mechanical horse, and he can.
White stallion.
Well,
it's a very dramatic figure,
and he's going to be on the cover of the new codex.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that there's now a new Lord Solar of the Imperial Guard. I mean, that's basically like an Eisenhower. That's a 5-star general.
We're not sure if Yarick will be.
He's dead.
Have they confirmed?
Yep, they confirmed it earlier today. He's dead.
And orcs everywhere mourn.
No, they're not mourning. They're mad.
Who killed him?
Your boy.
Magnus.
No, your big angry boy.
Ah.
He's carrying his skull. One of the skulls is Yarick's skull. Yeah, boy. The orcs are gonna be mad. Old Baelai is dead.
And the orcs are like, and we didn't do it?
Yeah.
Hold up.
No, it's not that we didn't do it. They believe he's like
he is an orc human that was trapped in a human form.
He's
has a great wog after his ass. This is a very, very true statement. A wog has been called upon the angry boy.
Yes.
And as much as I really, really
by Gazgul.
Gazgul called it?
Yeah, because Gazgul and Yarick were arch enemies, and that's the whole thing.
Well, Gazgul, that meant that Gazgul respected the ever-loving hell out of him.
He's good to fight with. And the fact that it's crazy. There was a huge article about it on Warhammer Community, and channels have been speculating about it. And it was somebody on Reddit that noticed, hey, take a look at this picture of the Angron's miniature, and they turned it and pointed at the bucket of skulls that he's hanging off his belt, and one of them is very clearly, it's got Yarick's giant eye on it. The eye with the las gun built into it. So everybody was like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were, well, they both loved fighting. So, I mean.
I'm telling you, Yark was an orc
they ripped
in a human body.
I mean, again, if you're not a Warhammer Plus subscriber, you may have not seen the Hammer and Bolter, Old Baelai, where they tell the story from the orc's perspective of why they fear and respect Yark the way they do. And
it is very sad. I'm going to have to, when I get my hands on, and I will be getting my hands on Angron, I will have to make sure that that is the shiniest, prettiest, most epic looking skull.
Here's the best thing about it. Somebody was so pissed about Yarick being dead and them now naming a new Lord Solar that there's a buddy that I know of through Reddit that went onto 3D Cults and sculpted a proxy
of Yarick on the horse?
Of Yarick on the horse.
I'm going to need that. I am going to need that. Almost as much as I want you to get a hold of all those planeswalkers that I found.
Yeah.
I don't know why I found somebody, slightly off topic, I found somebody who made these gorgeous 3D models of a variety of the planeswalkers from Magic the Gathering, and they're just gorgeous. And I want them, and I want to paint them. But I probably should deal with my backlog first.
Yes.
That includes actually finishing my sister, my daughters, my stabby girls.
And all of your
big figures or commissions.
No, your commissions first.
Yeah.
But your horsemen of
Yeah, those are the big figures.
They're not even that big. They're only like this big.
Big enough.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. I'm gonna put all the kit bash love I do into my.
And it works, yeah.
Hellchild, my brother, united under the banner of Tyr. Are you actually going to paint any of them?
He said he's in a kit bash. We didn't say anything about painting them.
Because if you don't want to paint anything, you can send them to me and I'll paint them. You have no idea how much I want my hands on those figures that he kit bashes the crap out of. Oh my god. So anyway.
So the big thing about the new Cadian book, that other than the Lord Solar, is the fact that Attilan Rough Riders are coming back.
Yes, I did hear about that. I'll think about it.
So the Attilan Rough Riders coming back, they have been out of print for 10 plus 15 years.
Are pretty damn cool.
The new figures for them are really great, and I'm not going to buy a single one of them. You know why? Because I have 20 to 30 of them, of the old metal ones, sitting in the box. I'm going to be able to pull out the old ones with the big Mongolian helmets and use them. Now, the neat thing is, I'm also probably not going to buy a Lord Solar. Because you're probably going to end up with the thing is with the old Attilan Riders, there's a command squad.
You know, you've said their name different 3 times now.
Well, it's Attila. It's Attila the Hun. They're the Attilans. They come from the planet of Attila.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Called them 3 different names.
They're Rough Riders. Here's the thing. The old Rough Riders had a command squad, just like regular Guard have a command squad. They don't have that anymore in the new book. But I have the command squad pack.
Okay.
So I'm going to use the commander on horseback, who's got this huge Dao two-handed power sword, and all. I'm going to use him as my Lord Solar. But I'm going to love pulling out all these retro figs. It's going to be great with all the new figs and getting to add up retro figs. The neat thing is, if you haven't really looked at it too much, which I'm sure most people have, but they've now got 4 kinds of troops, and it matters now. And I love the fact that it matters. But you get to kind of stagger them. It's interesting the way the rules are going to work. You can have Catachans and Cadians in the same army.
Okay, I have to ask, is it Catachans or Catachan? Or Catachans?
Catachans. So it depends what we're talking about. There's... There's Cadians. No, he doesn't like being picked up.
I was actually, he picks me. I lets me pick him up all the time.
He's weird. He wants the thick. Go down to your mommy.
You can't go to bed. Come here, baby. Come here. Come on.
God, that dog is weird. So,
can you jump up? Come on. Jump up. No, this is not our new production manager.
This is this thing.
This is the creature that the Kinder got. And to me, he looks like a cross between a homeless bum and somebody stuck his tail in a light socket.
You know what he looks like?
A Muppet?
Gizmo.
No, I've seen a Gizmo. This does not look like a Gizmo. I mean, look at this. Look at this face.
I know. Yeah, Kinder got a dog. So,
and when he opens his mouth up, he looks like Fizzcake.
And he doesn't like our cats.
Nope, or the rats.
But he does like people.
He looks petrified. Surprisingly, he's actually very relaxed right now. He's watching Adrian because he really likes Adrian.
I don't know
But
why.
Adrian does not like him.
He's mean to my cats.
Yeah. He keeps trying to kill the cats. He is pretty much a breed of every kind of rat terrier that Europe ever produced. It's the beard. He loves the beard.
Anyhow.
Moving on.
So they're Cadians.
Okay.
There's Catechins.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Kazarkins. Those are three different things. Cadians are your regular soldiers.
That are stubborn as hell.
Yeah. Catechins are your jungle fighters.
Rambo.
No, think Predator.
Rambo.
Whatever. That's specifically Slime Arbo. And then you've got the Kazarkins, which are Cadian shock troops in special armor that are like the Tempestus Scions, but they're not part of the Inquisition. They're just part of Astra Militarum.
And then there are the Kriegers.
The Death Cork of Krieg. A bunch of clone psychopaths like setting things on fire. Except what's funny is the Catechins are the one unit gets to double up and have two flamers in their unit. So I want to get some Catechins to put them in there just so we can put things on fire. Because fire is awesome in the hands of the guard.
Blowing them up. Blow them up. They're over there.
I mean, after playing the guard, I really appreciate setting things on fire, like a lot, because like fire in the hands of the guard. Honestly, looking at the guard, the way that I'm going to be playing them mostly is going to be las guns, flamers.
He's gig. What?
It's going to be setting things on fire, shooting things in las guns. Shooting things with las guns, and then as much artillery as I can afford so that I can just bomb the shit out of everything.
Right, he's done.
Because that's the big thing. I just want to be able to just rain hellfire down on everything. I want more indirect fire. If I can indirect fire more things, I want to shoot missiles that come down. I want all the indirect.
So, Krieg.
I mean, yeah, kind of, because I'm going to put Death Corps, I'm going to put horses on there, and it's interesting because the Kriegers are one of the four types of basic troops now. You've got the Krieg, the Catechins, the Cadians.
What do you think of the big missiles they showed the rules for?
Oh my God, they're so broken. They're just pick a spot. Just start doing next round. Just start doing mortal wounds.
So kind of like that. Well, we can either cart all this ammo back, or we can just use it before the Armistice comes into effect.
Yeah.
Version 8.
Yeah. Now the thing is, will I get one? I don't know. I kind of want to get at least one just to have one in my army, just because I want at least one of everything. But
at the same time,
I don't know that I'd ever actually field one. I can think of so many better ways. Like the regular indirect fire cannons are so good. They're stupid not to use them. They're just too good.
What was this I've been hearing about, a Rogel Dorn tank?
Yes, the new Rogel Dorn tank.
Okay.
It's
first time I heard this, I got to tell you, people, I thought that they were giving us Rogel Dorn in 40K, that they had found him and he was, and then someone's like tank, and I'm like, oh.
No, it's interesting because just like Rogel Dorn is to the regular Marines, it's bigger. It's a main battle tank, much like the Lehman Russ.
Futuristic than the Lehman Russ tank does.
I disagree. I think it looks almost. I think it looks exactly the same. It's the same. To me, it's the same aesthetic as the Lehman Russ. It actually, I really like it because it kept with the aesthetic. It's just bigger. It's not as big as a Baneblade, but it's bigger than, and you pay more points for it than you do a Lehman Russ.
So is the...
But there's more guns to it.
I was going to say, is the Dorn tank a shooter or a transport?
No, it's a tank. It's a bang bang.
Okay.
It's basically a Lehman Russ with extra guns.
All right.
So I mean that's the
It was
big
a
thing.
curiosity that I had. I do get asked some questions, and I try to inform myself.
Yeah, no. So the Rogaldorn, it's like a Lehman Russ. It's just a little bigger, got a few more guns, and probably got a few more wounds because it's bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still a mainstream.
Primaris Lehman.
Yeah, you know, that is exactly the way I've heard people describe it. They basically Primaris-sized the Lehman Russ tank, and they came up with Rogaldorn. So
why not?
It's just a bigger, more guns tank.
Its OS is cranky. Its OS is cranky?
I don't know what he's talking about.
What's OS? Whose OS is cranky? I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I unfortunately am going to have to duck out a little bit early before the show ends. I do apologize. I did try. I love you.
I love you too.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Love everybody. I will try and make this a little more need to be actually here. Oh, the operating system. Okay. I get it now. Its operating system is cranky in the Dorn tank. I get it. Good night, my darlings. And remember, stay epic.
So, yeah, it's not quite a Baneblade, but it's bigger than... And the question is it better than the Lehman Russ? I mean, I'm going to get at least one or two of them. I love my Lehman Russes. I love the versatility of Lehman Russ. I don't know if the Rogaldorn, I haven't seen all the specs on yet. I don't know if it has the versatility that the Lehman Russ has, but it does have bigger guns. So I'll have at least one in my army. I like the fact that there's just lots of options, and the army is made for lots of options. Looking at the rules, they're going to be very flexible. I'm super, 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 super excited. I'm super excited for what they're going to do with the Guard. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what they can do with them. I'm expanding my Guard army. I'm going to be continuously expanding my Guard army. I mean, I've already got 10,000 points of Death Guard and like 10,000 points of Space Wolves. So I think the next army to really kind of get into harder is my Imperial Guard. I need to get my hands on a Baneblade. I think once I get my hands on a Baneblade, we'll get... I mean, I'm going to make it an Octoblade so that I can kit it out in a couple different ways. I'll definitely have to get the Sponson add-on kit for it. Yeah, I mean, exactly. And like I said, I love the Guard. I mean, Commodore knows. I mean, he and I have had long conversations about the love of the Guard. And the fact that I'm going to be painting the rest of my Guard in the scheme of that I've been doing so far, which is the 60s, 70s, 80s woodland aesthetics of the United States Army. Mainly the 70s and 80s aesthetics of the woodland U.S. Army color scheme. I've been thinking about because the squats that I have that aren't the original squats. I bought some secondary squats figures from Wargame Atlantic. I bought like 2 boxes of the Einhar, which are basically squat guardsmen. I'm thinking I'm going to do them up in my colors to make a specific company to go along with the 347th Cadian Irregulars. So because I've been kind of going back and forth on what to do when I get my actual Votan army off the ground. I think I'm going to use my squats to make their own add-on to the Imperial Guard, and they're going to be old school squats. And I'm going to use them so that way I can use the bikes as Rough Riders, and I can use, the power armor squats as my Bullgrins and my Ogrins, and then use the regular squats as guardsmen, and then just give them weapons platforms and whatnot, and put them with weapons platforms to make special weapons teams and all that stuff. I've got some specific tanks that I'm going to use for them. I actually got my hands on a old Forge World Ryza pattern. I think it was made for, I'm not actually sure what it's made for, but it's a Ryza pattern Lehman Russ. So it looks like it's obviously a Lehman Russ, but instead of it being kind of rounded and kind of curved, it's very blocky, but it's very definitely a GW product. And I got my hands on one, and I think I'm going to turn that into a tank commander for them. And then I've got some alternate vehicles I'm going to use for them. So I'm going to make up a company of them into an add-on. I've been wanting to do the Black Company, which is this idea I have, and because of some friends of mine, I have this idea for a Black Company, basically a special ops company attached to the Cadians. And if I have them as these squats, I can run them as whatever kind of list I want. So to attach them onto my Cadians, but do them in more of I call them the Black Company, but I want to do them in more of a, what do you call it? A Pacific Theater Marine / Navy. So it's going to be a lot of khakis and whites, but with black honor markings and whatnot on them. That's how they mark themselves in the Black Company. Like their vehicles will be mainly black. I don't know. I'm still working out the ideas for the vehicle, because there was also thought of doing them in grays with blacks and then blue or something, or maybe a slash of like black and gray with like a slash of yellow or something on them. But I've got some definite ideas on how to do them. And the name The Black Company comes from some role playing I did with some buddies of mine years ago, about a mercenary. We were a mercenary outfit, kind of like think of them like the A-Team. If you're familiar with the old TV show, the A-Team, was kind of that idea. They were a mercenary outfit that were the good guys, and were willing to give people a professional discount if the cause was just. So. So we are at the 9:30 hour. So let me since we get a half hour left, again, I'm going to ask y'all, if you're not a subscriber, to hit subscribe and click that bell so you can find out anytime I'm doing another show or another release. And if you could hit that like button, I'm going to quickly give a shout out to those people that really show me love in ways that I can only thank them in the smallest of ways. And that's to give them a very personal thank you. I have this great group of people that are my patrons. And I want to give them a quick shout out here as part of their patronage to me. So we're going to start off with my $1 a month Battle Brothers here. We've got Inquisitor Zane. We've got the lovely Tina Carrasquillo. We've got Mini War Mutt, my buddy over there. He is doing some really good stuff. Gosh, I've been watching his channel a lot lately. If you're not watching Mini War Mutt, if you're a gamer, now I'm not talking just a war gamer, but if you're a gamer, you like board games, miniatures, that type of thing, go to his channel, check him out. He's doing really, really, really good stuff. And then, of course, lastly, the master modeler himself, the man, my brother, Alex Drake. Thank you so much. We have our second tier. We have our Battle Brothers at $3 a month. And these people, these are, it's a half a pot of paint a month. And yet it still means a lot to me. It's just like a little, hey, you're doing all right. And I appreciate it so much. I want to give a shout out to my man, Joe Bookish. My main man, Ben. Keep playing Age of Sigmar Karaskia. And then, of course, from the Frosted Fist, Mythos Kushranada. Thank you so much, my friends. I appreciate you so much. And lastly, I want to give a shout out to my Warlord tier Battle Brothers. Patreons. Wow. I guess I need another nap. My Warlord tier patrons. The lovely and wonderful Jessica, the Pirate Phoenix. Thank you so much. And the ever amazing, the man that keeps us safe, coming in from high orbit, keeping our chat safe from invaders at all times, building that wall and giving me shit. The Commodore. Thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. So this weekend coming up, I'm going to be doing a tournament with the final qualifier for the Warp Storm Invitational. Now, there is a leaderboard that's been posted, and I'm pretty high in the leaderboard, but I haven't gotten one of those lockdown seats. And there's a couple of my friends that have not. It's a little upsetting because there's three of us that we're all really good friends, and we're all tink, tink, tink right on the leaderboard. And there's me, and there's Art, and there's Petrov. And we're all like right there. And we're in the top 5. But none of us have gotten our invite yet because we haven't managed to pull one out. And I'm pretty sure all 3 of us are playing this weekend. So we're all going to be in there just grinding, trying to get it done, get that final invite seat, that guaranteed spot in the Warp Storm Invitational. The dwarves will carry you. I like your dwarves. But I like to think my knights might have something to say about that, my friend. So I know we get to miss each other in round 1. We'll talk about round 2. And he got a big FU gun that says no, and I got a big FU gun that comes back and says, "Oh yes, we might." And that's a mighty fine land fortress you got there. Sure, be a shame if something happened to it. I think a fight between our 2 armies would be a lot of fun. So, this Thursday afternoon / evening, I'm going to try and get a game in at Warp Storm itself to get one final practice game in. So any of you guys that want to play, come on down. Normally Thursdays are going to be a pretty good game night there anyhow, but everyone wants to get a game. We're going to talk about that because it does 0 damage for 1 shot. I got a 20 shot gun for you, buddy. We'll have to find out. I want to roll some dice against you. I want to roll some dice against your big, stupid dwarves. So, if you can come down to Warp Storm, it's on just west of 60th and Layton, where the old board game Barrister used to be. If you know where that is, or if you know where the Culver's on 60th and Layton is, just directly across the street, right next to the Medical Imaging Center, there is the new Warp Storm Games and Lounge. We'd love to see you come out there. But Thursday I'm going to be there for a game, first come, first serve. So you can throw 2,000 points at me and get a game in. And then this weekend, I'm going to be playing at the Warp Storm, the final qualifying event. I might do some live stream shorts while I'm playing games just to talk about the game and talk about gaming on a whole while we're doing it. I definitely want to get some shots and get some things going on so people can see that the Gamecraft Dragon does actually roll dice and shoot monsters and stuff. So we'll have a good time. So we're gonna get some dice rolling going on this weekend. After this weekend, either way, I'll be going to the Invitational. I mean, I should have an invite as just one of the qualifiers on the leaderboard, even if I don't win. But then I'm gonna ease off. I'm playing 40K a little bit. And I'm going to be focusing a lot more on Age of Sigmar, helping run some events so that my buddy Kirschbaum can actually roll some dice and play in some games, and get some time in playing casually. We're going to be starting up a Escalation League in January, probably in the latter half of January. I just want to get a couple weeks to get the new year started off. But then we're going to start off Age of Sigmar, 750 points, and then we'll probably go up to 1,000, then 1,500, then 2,000 points, and just do it in small blocks, and really just kind of get everybody familiar with the rules. And I've got some ideas on how to earn points to make it fair, so that you're not just just raffle stomping people isn't the only path to being a leader in the thing. I've got some ideas on how. I saw another Escalation League that focused more on a complete hobbyist approach to it. So I'm going to talk about it with Ryan, as he's going to be my main support person in this. I also want to talk with the store owners about this, because it's going to be their venue hosting this event. So it'll be pretty cool. It'll have an official day like on Thursdays, but as long as you get your game anytime in that week. And it's going to be open to any number of players, because it's going to be a league, so everybody can earn points, and it'll be more important to be participatory. Like, be there, get a game in, be there, play games with other people, play games with different people. So that'll be all part of the benefit of doing this thing. I've got some definite ideas. I want to get everybody a chance to get some playing. And if I can play while I'm administrating, I'm going to as well, because I really want to get some Age of Sigmar in. I really want to put my ogres on the table. I love them. They're so fat and fun. I want to eat people. Get in my pot. They're fun. Ogres are hilarious. So, Age of Sigmar is really just a good game. And I mean, if I'm not playing with ogres, it's a good excuse for me to finally paint my Nurgle army, which I love playing my Nurgle army. I'm not painting anything right now because I'm working on Commodore's terrain, because I hope to have that done by the end of the year. It's almost there. I'm kind of liking where it's at. When all this tournament stuff is over, it's going to be a lot. I'm going to have like a week off, because I'm getting like a week of just paid time off, which is not counting towards my vacation, which would be kind of crazy. So I'm gonna bust out the airbrush and kind of crack through a lot of it over a couple days. I might do some live streams during the holidays, like Thanksgiving, because I'm gonna have Thanksgiving the day after Thanksgiving. That I'm gonna have a 4-day weekend that weekend. Christmas, I'm gonna have a 4-day weekend. New Year's, I'm gonna have a 4-day weekend. And then I'm going to have a couple extra days during Christmas, because I work mainly for schools, and schools are going to be closed. So there's going to be some project work I'm going to be doing, but there's a lot of stuff I'm able to do from home, and a lot of it's just going to be stuff cooking while I'm in the background. So I might have some extra days off. We'll see. If I don't, I don't. But I definitely want to break up the airbrush and try and get most of it done during Thanksgiving and the early part of December, and then get the final details on, and so that I can have this ready by the new year to give to Commodore, to get it off the monkey off my back. And yes, Commodore, you are that monkey. Ook, you big bearded bitch. I also want to take some of that time. I'm not going to use every day for that, because I want to use at least one of those 4-day weekends to spend a day that I can get up and see my brother and see what is going on with him because I want to see his process. And now that he's saying he wants to take a break, I definitely got to get up and see him because I see what's going on. I do love you. You know I love you, you big bearded bitch. I love you like, oh, I love you like my brother loves me. I just want to put you in a headlock and noogie you until you bleed. Just show you that love hurts. Oh. So, so next year, the hope is that we want to get some more streaming done. And now that we're actually getting some traction and getting things moved, I've got a bunch of the we are PG. You it's funny, you can drop as long as they're not dropping F bombs, that's still PG these days. It's so weird. It's so weird compared to like when I was a kid, because I remember when PG-13 became a thing. And it's so weird to see what the difference is. Like what they consider PG now as opposed to what they considered PG back in the 70s and 80s. And like what they considered R movies back in the 70s and 80s. It's so crazy the differences. It's really crazy the differences. Like, I mean, I think the perfect example is like the stuff that you got away with. Like, um, I remember talking to somebody about 16 Candles. The movie 16 Candles with Molly Ringwald. That's a PG rated movie. There is stuff going on in that movie that would nowadays be like, that's R rated. And it was like not a big deal back then. It was like totally not a big deal back then. But then when you think about that movie, you looking at it now going, oh man, how did they get away with that? Because it was the 80s and the 80s were a weird time. The whole scene when he's in the boy's bathroom holding her panties over his head like it's the holy grail and all those other nerds like, oh, you know, you can't get away with that anymore. You can't get away with that anymore. You know? And then I just the every time that Ken Watanabe's character showed up on screen, first off, the character's name Long Duck Dong, and every time he would show up, there would be this Oriental gong rang. And yeah, it's all about, it's weird because there are things that were PG back then that are not PG anymore. They're like, now that's an R rating. But the flip side is there is stuff that you can do on regular television now that you could not do on TV back in the day. Like, cop movies where a cop would get or somebody gets shot. It's like they put a hand over it, there'd be blood, they'd fall down, and you might see like red, and that's it. And now dudes get shot, and there's like, and it's just like, wow, you know, it's just crazy the differences that when you look at things. There's a really great channel. Some of you know them because some of you know who the proprietors are. But it's called Minorities Report. It's a movie review channel on YouTube, hosted by Antonio and Tech Noir, the mighty Jason. and they go over classic movies. They also going over like Marvel stuff and whatnot. Really great content, and kind of looking at these at this point 30 and 40-year-old movies from the eyes of people that are 15 to 20 years younger than me. And it's interesting to see they see things in these movies that me thinking about or remembering things I don't think about, and then having it pointed out and be like, wow, you remember the good, funny, great parts of the movie, but then when you go back and you think about some of the things that stick out when you look at these older movies with a critical modern eye, it's like, oh, that's really problematic. And it's an interesting take. It's a very interesting take on movies. If you haven't watched any of the Minorities Report, do yourself a favor. Take a look at their playlist, find a movie you really like, and look at their viewpoint on it. It's interesting. I find it really interesting, especially as an older guy, because these are movies that were great when I was a teenager and in my early 20s. That's the movies they're looking at. And now they're looking at them, and both of them are in their 30s. And it's like they're just like, they're younger than me, and they're looking at them in a completely different eye. And it's interesting to see their take on things. I really loved their take on 16 Candles and on Demolition Man. A pair of movies that I love, but it was interesting to see things in a very different way than I do. So, and yeah, it's because we're old. I mean, we are old, but the thing is that I'm old, but I never want to stop being critical and thinking about things and learning and appreciating things. It is. Demolition Man is a freaking classic. Dennis Leary in that movie is amazing. And even though he's only a very small bit, but he is hilarious. And freaking Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes is an absolute star in that movie. I mean, Stallone is Stallone, but I really think between Wesley Snipes and Dennis Leary and Sandra Bullock make that movie as good as it is. I think that's a big part. I especially Sandra Bullock is absolutely stunning in that movie. And when you realize that's really her debut movie, that's her first major role. That's pretty crazy. When you think about all the things that Sandra Bullock's done over the years and all the great movies she's been involved with, that was like her first big Hollywood role. So definitely worth taking a peek at it. If you have not seen Demolition Man, I think it's on HBO Max right now. It might even be on Netflix. If you have never seen this movie or haven't seen it in a long time, go back and watch it. Find it, watch it, see it. It is a classic film. And it is hilarious in how it is relevant today, as relevant as it was in 1993. Oh man, Commodore, you sometimes kill me, man. That being said, we are coming to the 10 o'clock hour. So some final thoughts, even though we've been kind of all over the place tonight, having Lady D was a lot of fun, but it kind of took us off topic tonight. That's okay. That's okay. So things we think about. I think that the new guard book is going to be a lot of fun to play. I think the new guard units are going to be interesting. If you haven't seen Aspect Tactics video on it, I would really suggest, if you're interested in playing guard, to see his video, because he really breaks it down. It's a long video. It's a little bit over an hour to watch, but he literally breaks it down to the very nuts and bolts of how to play the army, the rules, not the what's the best units. He doesn't do that. He just goes into and breaks it down. These are the nuts and bolts of how the game works. Really great video. When I get the box set, I will actually do a live unboxing for it. I probably, if I get it earlier than Sunday, if I get it earlier than Saturday, because obviously Saturday I'm going to do the tournament, but let's say I get it like on Thursday night when I'm done, or Friday, I will come back here and we will pop it open live on air and show off all the good bits that are in that new box. That being said, I think we're done. So that being said, I'm Big D, the Game Craft Dragon. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank everyone for hanging out with me and all the craziness I do talk about. Herding cats. That's us. We are nothing better. We are nothing more than cats. We are cats in big fat fursuits. So I love you all so much. Thank you so much for participating tonight. And again, if you give me that thumbs up, let me know you like me. Let me know you love me. Let me know you want to fight me. Let's go. Throw them dice. Roll them bones. Let's go. Let's play some games. And until next time, game on.